there, darling. It's been so long. I've missed you. But now we're back. We're back after our long break with a new year, new energy, and new episodes, and so much fascinating and interesting content for you. Shall we just get right into it? Last time we talked about the history of burlesque, and now we're going to talk about the Burlesque Revival. So when we left off in the 70s, burlesque was dead and sad and not really active, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to take you back in time to 1958, when the Miss Exotic World Burlesque pageant began. And that's where burlesque still lived through to 1989 and happened every year. So in 2005, under the creation of Dixie Evans, the Miss Exotic World pageant moved to Las Vegas and became the Burlesque Hall of Fame. And the Burlesque Hall of Fame is a weekend and a competition which happens every first Saturday of June, where the reigning queen of burlesque, Miss Exotic World, and the king of burlesque are crowned every year. But why do we need burlesque, and why is it back, you might ask? Well, burlesque is a unique art with just the right amount of titillation and tease and fun and multidisciplinary performance art. It's dancing, but it's not just that. It's so much more. And it gives you that roaring 20s, jazz age, sultry, back in the day feeling. And sometimes it gives you more than that. So let's talk about some of the living legends who popularized burlesque. And I guess we can't not mention Dita Von Teese, because, you know, you'll never forgive me if I don't. She comes on the scene in 1992 and starts dancing burlesque. Dita calls it putting the tease back into striptease. And we love it. But that's what you know. And that's the commercial burlesque performer that everybody knows. Which is great, but there are so many other fantastic performers that are worth mentioning, who came at the same time or even before Catherine Delish. Catherine Delish is a beautiful fiery redhead who has won Miss Exotic World reigning queen of burlesque in 1992 and 1994. Right before or at the same time as Dita started performing. She's also an amazing costumer who makes these silky, beautiful robes with feathers and are just delicious. Another New York performer, Angie Pontani, came onto the scene at the tender age of 17, performing in a troupe with the Pontani sisters and then on her own, and also won the title of Queen of Burlesque. We also have to mention the fantastic Jo Boobs Weldon, who is the headmistress of the New York School of Burlesque, and she wrote the Burlesque Handbook, which is essential knowledge for any performer. Then there's the amazing powerhouse, Dirty Martini, who was the world's top burlesque performer in the Burlesque Top 50 for many years, and she's amazing. And Julie Atlas Mills, another New York burlesque royalty, also a winner in 2006. Do you see where I'm getting at? These are all people who started in the 90s and made burlesque what it is. And this is just New York. There was also LA, there was Vegas, and Europe wasn't far behind. Australia too. In the late 90s, everyone was catching the burlesque bug, and it was spreading around the world. We had burlesque sweeping all nations. For example, people like Michelle Lamour went on America's Got Talent in 2008 and performed the Burlesque act, which some people didn't really like that much, but I thought it was amazing. Also, now burlesque is swooping all nations. You've got burlesque communities everywhere. I mean, Japan, Korea, South Africa, all of Europe, of course, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, America, maybe somewhere up in Alaska, Antarctica. I'm sure there's someone shimmying somewhere there too. Burlesque is a huge phenomenon. And we've got a scene in Malta too. Since 2010, we've been burlesquing, and since 2015, we've been bringing you classes and shows, and it's been amazing, hasn't it? It's been wonderful to be able to bring what I love to my home, and now you can partake in the phenomenon too. You're welcome. It's fine. Just a day at the office. So I hope you liked our little educational video about the revival of the most incredible art, in my opinion, in the world, the Burlesque Revival. And I'll see you next time.